So let's first dive into something that, honestly, I'm not going to lie to y'all, made my blood boil watching this, but I thought it would be something funny to react and talk about. And it was this Karen on this Delta flight from, as it says right here, Tampa to Atlanta. So let's first watch this minute and 50-second clip, and I think we got an article that gives a little bit of detail on the side, and let's talk about it. So pull up the clip, and let's go.
Put your fucking mask on. Who invited you to come drink your ass up? Don't you dare talk to me like that. You stand, you're standing yourself up. Stand your ass up. Stand your ass up.
Sit down, Karen.
Karen?
You're a goddamn Karen.
No.
Sit down.
Sir.
Sit down, Karen.
Sit
I like it's an older
pussy.
dude.
Listen, you're the pussy.
Oh, no, you're the dick.
Ma'am, do you want the police to meet you on the ground?
What about him?
Mask up. Now.
Mask up.
Put your mask up.
Mask up. Tell him to mask up. Tell him
You
to
got
mask
your
up.
mask down, bitch.
Sir,
Did you call me a bitch?
Yes, I did.
stop it again.
Now you're going to jail. That's assault. You're going to jail. As soon as we get in Atlanta, you're going to jail. Bitch. Karen.
Oh.
Spit on me. Now you're double going to jail. Bitch.
You fucking piece of shit.
Piece of pussy. Sit down, Karen.
Fuck you.
Sit down, Karen. Sit down, fucking Karen. Look, she punched me. She
Put your
slashed my
fucking
face.
mask on. Tell him to put his mask on. Put your fucking mask
Punched
on.
me. She scratched my face. I want her to fuck
Put
out
your
of here.
fucking mask on. Put your fucking mask
Put
on.
yours on, bitch.
I will put my mask on. I will put my mask on when
At
you
that
put
point,
your
it was
mask
even
on.
I'll put my mask on when you put your mask on. I'm not the one complaining about masks. This is why blood started to boil. You can see the blood on his cheek. Instantly, I was like, oh, blood boiling. You can pause it now, Ian.
Yeah. I mean, even you too. He's like, dude, you get arrested. Like, you just hit me. Like,
And you spit on me.
What was the argument for? I don't even get it. Like,
So let's go to the New York Post real quick, and let's get into the details of it so we don't lean on my credibility. Let's lean on the New York Post credibility. So
that's not much more credibility.
exactly. The woman who was arrested after she was caught on video slapping a passenger aboard a Delta flight has had other brushes with the law, including just last month when she allegedly tried to fight cops in Florida during an arrest for driving under the influence. Oh, wow. Okay. Patricia Cornwall, 51, allegedly became aggressive with officers after, I don't want to know about this. Where's the flight one? According, she was not hurt and became belligerent, blah, blah, blah. When she finally, once we stopped her, she tried to fight us. Go scroll down, Ian. Where's the flight? Seen low truck. The employee authorities upon searching the defendant for assistant protected order, blah, blah, blah. Keep going down.
Ethan.
Hey, what's up, Ethan? Merry Christmas.
Same to you by New Year's, brother.
And a Happy New Year. That's coming out. Yep. Oh, gosh. Another freaking year. Jeez. Is it going to talk about the flight? It was just going to talk about her arrest.
I don't know. It's just probably talking about this person in general.
Pause. All right. Well, I probably should have. Well, pretty much, it seems like from the video, I was hoping they would dive into it on this New York Post, but she was upset that he wasn't wearing his mask. And I read somewhere, I got to get better about saving these articles, that she might have been drunk. She might have been a little intoxicated at the time. But she sees this man not wearing his mask. As we see in the video, she proceeds to confront him and ask him to put on the mask. He's obviously like, no. And it also said in the article I read that he apparently was eating, because there's a I don't know if it's a rule or a guideline or just common courtesy thing, like a little social norm people are trying to implement now, that when you're eating something while you're on a plane, that's when you're allowed to pull your mask down. Like if you're eating, you can have your mask down, but when you're done eating, put it back up. Apparently on United, like they have a strict rules, like after every bite, you got to put your mask back on. But either way, apparently the defense on him was he was eating. Don't know if that's true or not. I was hoping it said.
The fracas began when Cornwall asked a flight attendant with a beverage cart that was blocking the aisle for help finding her seat, according to the criminal complaint. The flight attendant asked her to find a vacant seat until the beverage service was complete, to which Cornwall snapped back, "What am I, Rosa Parks?"
Oh my gosh, dude. Who is this? Who does this woman think she is? I'm so glad this was caught. Like, expose this woman.
So chances are she was making a scene with the flight attendant, and the guy barged in or said, "Sit down."
Okay, so apparently a man on the flight, I'm assuming it was the white old guy, said a man on the flight told her that she isn't black, this isn't Alabama, and this isn't a bus, prompting them to exchange insults.
So it had nothing to do with the mask.
Okay.
Was not the in
Okay.
Like, it wasn't
Okay, boom.
Oh, she was just grabbing onto something to fight for, I guess.
Yeah, at that point. I think she did the slowest face grab I've ever seen in my
Yeah,
life.
footage showed Cornwall berating him for not wearing a mask as he was eating, despite not wearing one herself, and then slapping the man. Okay, there we go. At the end, they finally get to it.
She had that fist cocked back, too, for a minute.
What really bothered me, though, in the clip was not necessarily the slap or the spit, even though it did bother me. What really showed me the malicious, or at least the anger she had, was how she slowly went for the
it was
neck
just slow.
and then held her hands
All
there
her
for a
actions
minute.
were slow.
like
He should allow her to choke him.
I just
I don't know.
love.
It's pretty cool.
Isn't
Well, I
it?
think he was just confident in the situation that he was in the right.
Oh, 100%.
So when she put him, he was just like, "Keep going, I dare you." Like everyone around you is gonna pull you off, and you're just making an idiot of yourself.
And
sure
then
enough, like
he
it played
entered
out
a-
that way.
He entered a scary space where you're allowed to say whatever the fuck you want and get backed by it. Yeah, because you're just.
Oh, he went. He
yeah,
did it
and
too.
He was like, "Oh, I'm finna get these
Bitch.
shots off." Oh my
Pussy.
god, he got off all the words he ever
Yo.
wanted to say. in
That's what
public.
set her off when he called her a bitch.
She
That's
said,
what.
she said. Did you call me a bitch? He said,
Yes, I did.
I feel like it's a key detail that she used to be a Raiders cheerleader.
No.
Why is that a key detail?
Raider fans are supposed to be fucking crazy.
Okay, I've heard that before. I don't know.
Yeah,
that
Raider
just-
fans are crazy.
I think I want to address before we move on is I didn't think this whole mask like I understand this wasn't about masks like I said in the article, but I still think it's weird that that's a point to use as an attack or at least leverage. There we go. That's a better word. Leverage. That's something you can use as leverage. You're not wearing a mask. You're, that's me I can use against you because I'm better and you're worse or whatever. Like
I
clearly,
think you're
like
looking too much into it. I think the woman was just looking for any kind of leverage.
Yeah, same.
Because even the whole Rosa Parks thing, that's another.
What
part
am I,
of
Rosa
leverage.
Parks?
Like,
That's a
yeah.
bar.
okay, fair.
That's a
Fair.
bar. What am I, Rosa Parks? I can't wait to use some shit like that, my boy. Bumba clot.
I just thought it was funny. That I'm just trying to attack, I guess, the entitlement that she had the entire time. Clearly, what popped it off? What am I, Rosa Parks? And then,
It's funny every time.
and then when they're trying to tell her to sit down and mask up, she's like, "Well, what about him? What about him? Tell him." It's like they're talking to you, lady, not to him. Who do you think you? I don't know why that just irks me the weird way when people do that. Like, well, tell him first. Well, him first. Something about that. I don't know
Obviously,
why.
the touching is not cool, but when Shorty spit in his
Another
face
question. Finish
and
thought.
then
I got another question
asked
because of that.
about the mask. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. I don't know.
Well, she was
about
acting
that
like a
one.
kid, man. Like
I don't know
she
about
said
that
this
one.
fucking racial comment. The guy over the side said, "Hey, none of that."
Oh.
And then she was just like, "Well, look at him. What about him? Fucking, you tell me, but not him." And then she just went at him. And
I
it's
got a
just
hot
like,
take.
Was she acting childish?
I got a hot take.
Hell yeah.
His wife, straight pussy. Got a hot take. Spit on me?
The wife? You think the wife?
She ain't want the wife ain't want that smoke.
So
It's-
then,
when
Oh, yeah,
she
she tried stopping
spit
him, too.
on the man and then she choked him and then man, Shorty should have right there when Shorty reached her hand. Shorty should come in.
because obviously he can't hit her,
Yeah,
so the wife should have hit her.
I'm just playing.
See.
Nah, I think that's a valid question, man. Honestly,
I was about to say.
you literally saw another woman put her fucking ring your man's neck, and you didn't do anything.
I was about to say I'll jump off the drawbridge or whatever it's called on
Yeah.
a ship. Like honestly, that woman, she should be hit. Like it seems like she's gone through life not facing any kind of consequences for the things she says and does, and she got she got a little taste of reality, and that goes back to the discussion we had before about disciplining and parents spanking their kids, blah blah blah. I don't know. I don't think she's part of that generation. I don't know her age, but
51.
She did say thank you for the correction. 51. So I would argue she grew up with the age of spanking. Maybe her parents didn't spank her, but at least within our generation, kids didn't grow up being spanked like that, and we've seen a lot of kids become more comfortable with expressing themselves when it's disrespectful, if that makes sense.
This podcast is sponsored by Angel Blinds, a local Atlanta, Georgia area small business. The blinds help you get a new look for your living room, your bedroom, your dining room, and they even have customizable blinds for your kids. You can put their favorite superhero or princesses on there. If you use our promo code FDT, our audience gets 10% off their first purchase. You're welcome. You can find them on their Facebook page at Angel Blinds or hit them up on Instagram at angels_blinds. Get at them. Cool. Bing bong.
Apply that to this. The lady's 51, dude.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I probably
like
can't
double
apply this
the
to her
age
because she's
you had,
51. But my point still stands. Because she had, how do I word this?
What was her name?
Just imagine them like.
Patricia
If this was two men, the moment she spat on him, not even spat, the moment she laid hands on him, the first punch, a fight would have broke off on the plane. The fact that she felt comfortable putting her hands on another person, not even a man, just another person, not having the forethought that this might lead into a physical fight, just for me personally, blows my mind. Like, you don't think there's consequence for you putting your hands on another human being? That's why like I said, I'm gonna throw myself out there. She should have been hit. I just think that's weird that people don't navigate with the understanding that if I take this extreme, that this putting my hands on somebody, I won't receive it back. That's weird to me.
Yeah, I feel you on that. But man, I just don't want to. I can't verbalize.
I'm not saying he should have.
Yeah,
but you said the wife, and I agree. Wife should have stepped up. But then again, they're thinking about the age of the couple. He was an old man, she might have been an old woman, and that would have been an unfair fight. So the begs question, should someone else have stepped up?
I mean, other people did, though.
Kinda.
Like, the other people kind of, like, pull her away.
And
she's getting federally charged for causing an issue on the plane.
He gonna sue the airline, and he gonna sue her.
I would sue the airline first, but, yep. It's Delta. That's a big paycheck.
I don't think I'd sue the airline. Because it's not their fault, it's her fault.
No, but they didn't keep her in check enough. He stayed seated in his chair.
That's not really their job. Like, there's no security guard on the plane or the sky marshal or anything like that. Like, and I mean, is the sky marshal paid though by the airline?
No, but the airline, for example, I mean, I get what you're saying morally, but when something happens, and like for example, I know somebody who received a large payment for being shot in an apartment complex. You feel what I'm saying? And they sued the apartment complex.
Because they didn't provide security or like probably a gate or something.
The gate could have been open or
something.
whatever it was. But they were awarded a large lump sum of money. So it's not necessarily...
I wouldn't sue the airline, but I would definitely press full charges on this person completely.
Completely.
So the federal like charges make the most sense to me. And those are harder to get rid of than just like a public like case issue where it was just like an altercation in public.
See, this is my assumption, and that's why I understand what Doc said, but I don't know if I agree with it, because I would assume part of the, I guess, flight attendant's job is to help maintain order and peace, and that's why I think he should also sue the Delta, because the entire time, the flight attendants, the staff, in my opinion, did a horrible job maintaining the situation.
100%.
It took them forever to finally separate her, and the entire time they were trying to separate her, she kept going back. She kept going back.
And then on top
but like at that point, the moment I say bitch, it's no longer like in my mind their responsibility to hold her back.
I agree with Ethan here. I think that's best describes what I'm trying to say. I don't condone physical violence, but I do believe in self-defense no matter the gender of the person attacking you. I wholeheartedly agree with that.
Question, and not even a question.
Hold on, let Doc finish what he was saying. I cut him off.
Well, yeah, I was just saying, like, the moment I start antagonizing the person, I'm not expecting the public facility to defend me. You know what I mean? Like after.
Then do I
said
defend?
bitch-
Do I get the chance to defend my that? See, that's why this conversation is interesting, because if I'm gonna get reprimanded, because let's stick with this situation. The reason why it's upsetting that the staff didn't maintain the situation or help the situation, because he sat in the chair the whole time, because I'm assuming he relied on them to de-escalate the situation. If it's not the staff's job to de-escalate the situation, then is it up to me to de-escalate the situation? If that's the case, like, God forgive me, I'd have backhanded that woman personally. You put your hands on me, causing me to bleed, and then you spit on me.
Hey,
But
Doc.
it's not your job to. It's
Hey,
not
Doc.
their job to de-escalate while you escalate.
Hey, Doc.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does, but go on, John.
All that goes out the window if they served her a single drink on that plane.
I didn't hear what you said.
All of that goes out the window if they served her a single drink while she was on that plane.
I feel like that'd be a bigger policy issue, though. Like, if that's such a huge policy gap, then drinks shouldn't be allowed on the plane. I feel
That's
like they
actually
would've
another
caught
conversation
that.
that's being had. People are actually talking about whether or not you should be serving alcohol at airports and on planes.
Because if they served her a drink and she was obviously inebriated, then it's up to them. Just like how a bar can be sued the same way as a bartender cutting off somebody. You know, there's some form of liability there, no matter what, when you're serving liquor and alcohol. So I'm just saying that to say if she had a single drink, she could have been drunk already when she got on the plane, and they gave her one drink already, no matter what. If she had a drink on there, they are in some way, shape, or form liable for her actions on the plane and maintaining the peace of their other passengers, making sure they don't get spit on and cut on the face.
I think there has to be some kind of overarching policy that overwrites that, because that seems like such a huge liability. It doesn't make sense why they would even serve drinks at that point. Like, if they know for a fact that the moment they give someone alcohol, they're responsible for them in every kind of way. Like, that seems too much responsibility for an airline.
But that
for tons of flights going on all day, like, there's got to be something more to that.
You can say that, but that's just really what's going on. Like, it's like that on the ground too. If a person leaves a bar too inebriated, you know what I'm saying, and they get into an accident, they can actually sue the bar if the bar didn't cut them off. It's just how it is. Like, I mean, I know
more to that though, man, because then
you're hoping
like,
all
does the lawyer
laws
argue
make sense,
like, you're only supposed to give 2 drinks, you're only supposed to give 24 ounces? Like, it gets really specific at that point.
No,
and then every bar would have a regulation like that.
But see, what you're saying is it sounds like you're basing it off of laws need to all make sense. Some laws just don't make sense. Some laws are open-ended. Like, for example, in Utah, when I was at the bar in Utah, they can't serve you more than a shot. I think they can serve you a shot and a half, but that's still illegal. So why are they tempering the amount of alcohol? If I can just buy more than one shot back to back to back, right? Why can't you serve me a double shot? Why can't I pay for a double shot? They legally cannot do it in Utah. So there is some type of, to me, that says there's some type of liability that they do have in serving the alcohol and pacing your intake.
I still think there's more to it, man. Like, I get it. I know what you're saying. It just seems really, really weird, like, as a business, to have such a huge plot hole in the way you manage yourself. Like, I feel like there's probably some kind of law that falls on the individual's responsibility at that point.
What do you mean by a law that falls on the individual? Like, what do you mean by that?
Like, you have to maintain yourself. Like, I do agree that there's probably like limits where they have to cut you off and stuff like that, but I don't think that there's like a specific law that puts all of that liability on the company. Or I mean, maybe I've just lived in Texas for too long, but yeah, like, I feel like most of those regulations, like, they don't really fall
Oh, I
on
get
the
what you're
companies.
saying. No, yeah, there's no specific law like you're saying that puts the liability on the company, because you can't
they service
federally
you.
charge you can't charge a company with a crime. I don't believe you have to charge individuals, correct?
I guess it depends on the crime.
It depends on the crime. Yeah, it's a gray
depends on
zone,
the
because
crime.
at certain points, like,
You
I
can
mean,
charge an entity.
financially, companies are viewed as individuals.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Okay.
it very much depends on the crime.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But I'm just saying, in the court of, I'm talking about this man suing the airline. There's a reason for
He
them
definitely
to
has
say,
a
yeah,
case.
that he
Whether or
has
not
a
it's
case, whether or not it's reasonable or it's right morally or whatever, he has a case, and that's how most of these cases are. You just need a little bit, and then they settle or whatever it is. But the only reason they would settle is because it wouldn't be worth it.
what Ethan said. I mean, that's very apparent in 2021.
Yep.
The second part, there is this thing called personal responsibility and
Yep.
consequences of actions that seem to have been discarded. Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree, and I think it's lame as hell. But hey, that's why they have these type of insurances.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. We've talked a little bit too much about this lady. I just thought there's a lot of questions that I could have about this and things we could address because there was a lot that happened in here that needed to be addressed.
Yo, thanks for making it to the end. We really appreciate it and hope you all enjoyed the show.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button, and the notification bell to get notified when we post our clips.
Follow us on Twitter at PodcastFDT. Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok are all fake deep thinking. Check us out, please.
FDT. Peace, y'all.
Peace.